Hi. Amy. Hi everybody, I'm Michael, and today I'm here with my lovely sister Amy.
Hello.
And she's welcomed us into her home because we've got her this wonderful Norfolk Island Pine to use as a living Christmas tree. So Amy, you ready to dig in? Sure am, Mike.
Sure am, Mike.
Let's grow! I'm keeping that. The Norfolk Island Pine is actually a tree.
Michael, why is it called Island Pine? Norfolk Island Pine.
Because it is native to the Norfolk Islands just north of New Zealand.
Oh,
That's where
interesting.
this tree is native to. And it grows enormous. To talk about its characteristics, we're gonna, in this video, talk about how you can grow this as a house plant. But it also grows outside here in South Florida. I don't recommend it because it's getting enormous. They go up to 150 feet easy, and it throws everything out of scale unless you're in a condominium. So we use it for planting around a very, very tall building. But it's a native to the Norfolk. This wonderful tree is native to the Norfolk Island. Like I said, just north of New Zealand. Really, really cool tree. But it's super tough and makes a great house plant.
And it's got very soft needles.
Yeah, it's almost like
A
fern. She goes by the botanical name Araucaria heterophylla, and she is quite amazing. Super, super tough. You don't need to really have any major maintenance concerns with this plant growing her indoors, and we'll go into plant care in a minute. But what we want to do right now is I tell you a little bit more about the tree here. Amy's going to decorate her for Christmas.
Yay!
So you want to start with the lights?
I'm going to start with the lights. And I have little fairy lights that we're going to use because they
Nice.
seem easy to use and appropriate size-wise.
Inside she's going to get to about 6-8 feet. Like Amy mentioned, the leaves have like almost like, I don't know, like not like a Fraser fir, but it has a fernish like feel to the leaves. And this one here has three main leaders coming out of the grow container, and then they form these little like Dr. Seuss branches that come off the central leader. You can see them coming over here and over here. Really cool. Definitely up close, looks like a Fraser fir, but they're much longer little leaflets there. That's so cool. Nice. One thing to keep in mind is that if you're going to grow this on a table, you want to have a big table. This is a large table here that Amy has that we set up. But if you're going to have her in your home on a table, you need to have a pretty big table because these plants are very, very substantial in their size. Lower. Okay. Color of the leaves looks grass green to me. What would you say?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like these cool little.
If you have it inside, do you need it near the window?
I'm going to talk about plant care after we decorate the tree.
Okay.
We'll go into that. Yes. So cool looking. It has a different feel than you would typically have on other houseplants. This gives us here in South Florida, a northern feel. But it's a really tough tree. Look at you, Amy. Can we go all the way up?
Yeah.
How cool is that? You could add more, let more if you'd like to fill it in. Amy's now going to add some
Little
ornaments.
Yeah.
That's so cute. This is really cool.
Using some little stockings and little Christmas trees.
Yeah, these also make like great gifts you could give to someone if you like. You know, you could give this as a Christmas gift to someone. Amy has hers over on the ground because this is already several feet tall and will just continue to grow. So it's best as a floor plant.
And great for your Christmas decoration.
Mm-hmm. Just perfect. I love this plant. It goes perfect with the
Yes.
fertilizer base there.
It does.
Oh, I see the candy canes.
Yes.
So everybody the candy canes.
Candy canes and ribbons.
Oh, it looks so good. Nice. So, I mean, look how easy that is. It just took us a few minutes. We're going to add a few more ornaments, but what we're going to do next is we're going to rotate over into plant care so we can talk about how you can take care of this wonderful Norfolk Island Pine. All right, let's go on to that step. Before we get into plant care, let's look at what Amy created. Isn't this beautiful?
It's magical.
Magical time of the year.
It's a big boppity.
I think you did a wonderful job. Thank you so much for doing this with me today.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
It's so much fun to watch you
Mess up
So
all the
much
time.
fun.
And thank you for everybody who stops by and subscribes to the channel. We're having so much fun doing this. We really appreciate you.
And we'd love to
coming
hear
by.
your comments.
Yes, yes. So please like and subscribe and tell your friends about us. So on plant care, this tree wants high light. And what does that mean? To
It's
you.
not low light.
High light is between 500 and 1,000 foot candles. And I always refer back to you about IFAS because everyone talks about indirect light or medium light or not so bright light. That's very confusing to some folks. So I use the scientific layout that they have for high light between 500 and 1,000 foot candles. And for most folks, that's going to be about 3 feet from a window, a south window or a west window. But it depends on where you live in the world. You do not want to put this tree where it can get full sun because it can burn these leaves. It can acclimate to an area, but you got to be careful. So when you bring her home, put her in an area where she's getting bright light, high light, aka high light, 500 to 1,000 foot candles. And we've also done a video on how to measure light. There's a real simple thing you can buy on Amazon, a light meter, and you can run it around your house. You can actually get the reading because lighting is important for plants. And you want to make sure you give them the right amount of light. So this tree likes high light, and you want to rotate her every 90 days so that she gets a well-balanced look. You can see that this one's growing a little bit here towards the light, so we're going to have to rotate her when we put her down. This came out so nice.
Yes, it's cool. Very cute. Very
So,
festive.
yes. So now that we've talked about lighting, let's talk about soil. This tree,
This
yes, the soil down here, that soil. She wants a loamy mix, and what we recommend is 60% indoor potting mix. Add to that 30% worm castings and 10% perlite. Mix it all together, and you can grow these in the container you buy from the nursery for probably easy a year before you need to step them up. But when you do that, you want to have a loamy mix, but you want it to drain well.
Do you have to transplant them?
No. These actually can. It's a good question. These can actually grow in a container for quite a while, not mind being root bound a little bit. Again, I don't recommend planting these outside. They can grow in your patio in a container. That would be cool, but I don't recommend putting them in your yard. They just get so big, and it just throws everything out of scale.
Yes.
So now that we've talked about soil, we're going to talk about water. Because it likes loam, that means it probably wants a little more water. So this tree would like to be watered every 7 days or so. But what we always recommend is the 2-knuckle rule. Is to take, after you go a full week after watering, and you want to, by the way, you want to water thoroughly. You just don't want to water one side of your plant. You want to go all the way around the tree and let the water drain all the way through. And then after a week, you come back to test the tree. And if you feel that the soil is damp, by sticking your finger down 2 inches and you see all this moisture on your finger, then you know it doesn't need to be watered and you can hold off for a day or so. The most important thing I say in many of our plant care videos is not to overwater. A lot of people kill their plants with kindness, and so that's a problem. So now that we've talked about soil, we're going to talk about fertilizer. don't have to fertilize, but we recommend a simple 20-20-20 from April through September. Just add it into your watering schedule, and she'll respond very well to that.
Mike, what's the 20-20-20?
20-20-20 is the ratio. It's an even ratio of the fertilizers, the main components of fertilizer: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, NPK.
And then you can find that easy at your...
Oh, any big box retailer, Lowe's, Home Depot, get it on Amazon. We like the Jack's brand. It used to be known as Peters, but Jack's is a good brand, but there's many out there. We also like Dr.
Next name
Earth.
gonna be Paul?
That's my middle name.
Peter, Jack.
Oh. No, Peter, Paul, and Mary.
But he was Jack.
This is what happens when we get family doing videos. We get totally sidetracked. Fertilizer, I have to talk about other stuff. We're going to talk about temperature and humidity. So temperature and humidity, 60 to 80 degrees. So typical home that you have with AC, she's going to do fine. She can go a little bit higher. This does want a little bit higher humidity, and homes you typically get about 40%. So if you see that your tree is not responding, look a little peaked, it could be she's not getting enough humidity. So you could put a pebble tray on the bottom of your overflow container and add some leca or some lava rock gravel in there. And when that overflow water goes into that, it will evaporate up and provide a little bit more moisture for your tree. You could also add other plants nearby, and when the plants grow together, they by their own evaporation, provide humidity for each other.
What about misting the tree?
You can do that too. That's a good point. If you like to mist, you can do that. You don't have to overdo it because this is such a tough plant. And the last thing I want to touch base with you on is pests. Doesn't have a lot of pests, which makes this a really cool house plant. You do need to keep your eye out for mealybugs, mealybugs and spider mites. But if you do see them, you can just use neem oil to control. And what we'll do right after this is we're going to rotate over into written care instructions. So I'm going to summarize all that we said so you can take a screenshot and have these notes for you to take care of your own Norfolk Island Pine. And then we'll come back and do a quick closing at the end.
Very good.
Ready? Let's go on to that step. Thank you so much for stopping by and taking the time to listen to our discussion about the Norfolk Island Pine. Amy, do you have any comments or questions before we say our goodbyes?
Just high five.
High five again. Woo. Thank you all so much. Until the next video, see you later.
Bye.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And tell your friends and family. We post videos weekly. Thanks.